Kurt Warner on what he has seen from Deshaun Watson in his first 2 games with the Browns.
It's been shaky, as I think we all expected it to. I mean, I think we would have been more amazed had he come out and not shown any signs of rust. The first game was a real struggle. Didn't look like his feet were underneath him. Looked like the game was going fast. Skipping a lot of balls into his receivers. Just things that you expect when you get back out there the first time. I mean, even if you play the game, sometimes the game can speed up for you on different Sundays, and you got to work to slow that down. And it just looked like it was going real fast for him. Last week was better. He was more settled in. Still not the Deshaun Watson that we saw in Houston, and not the big playmaker. He looks like a guy that right now is more comfortable trying to get out of the pocket, and not that he hasn't always been that way, but I think it lends itself to time off. Let me just kind of run around and be an athlete because, that's someplace that I'm always comfortable. And he's still getting accustomed to, to what they're doing in the drop back game. And it lends itself to an interesting question that he played a lot in Houston, in shotgun. And we know that Cleveland is built off of the run game and the power run game, extra tight ends, Nick Chubb downhill, as opposed to as much in the shotgun. And so that's an interesting dynamic to pay attention to, that we're going to be paying attention to on Saturday is, you're trying to build an offense around your quarterback, but at the same time, you've got an offense that's built around Nick Chubb and running the football, and trying to mesh those two things and balance those two things.
And Casey, that's a really good point, and that's going to take more time than we initially thought it would to figure out. Yeah, that's why, and I've caught some heat from it after watching them. It's going to take till next year until we figure out exactly what this offense looks like, because you have a quarterback with a different skill set than the offense that you have run calls for.
Yeah, it's going to evolve over time, and even over the course of next season, it'll evolve from the beginning to the end. It's good to see that Kurt's seeing exactly what we're seeing, though, with how Watson played the first week to the second week, and the stuff that he can do well in. I think they need to lean into it. I think they need to lean into the fact that let's move the pocket a little bit. Let's get him outside the pocket so he has options to be an athlete at times, or to see what he's seeing on the field as far as receivers breaking open and the timing of everything. But I think they can do stuff out of the gun and still be a running team. I think they can do a lot of run gun stuff. I would like to see more implementation of the pistol, which is, kind of a hybrid in between shotgun and under center. I think they need to kind of get that in there and just get different looks, and it's all about, him getting his feet under him and him getting used to the speed of things. And, and we saw it wasn't a large step forward in the second game, but there was definitely a step forward. The game slowed down a little bit for him. He was starting to see things open, and we didn't see any more of him skipping balls in the receivers, so it's coming along, but it is slow. And, as fans, we want it now. We want instant gratification, and it's probably going to, like you said, take until next year before we get that.
Yeah, I naively thought it would be, more so this year, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And the other thing is, I want to see this offense allow him to put pressure on a defense. That's been missing. The pressure from the defense has been missing. This team seems very reactive, and that's the one thing I don't like about it. They don't dictate. We can do this. It's like they have enough talent to go out and dictate. Go out and dictate.
Yeah, it's frustrating to watch them be passive. Go out there and you affect things. Only things affect you, and you have to react to them. Is that kind of the personality of our coach, maybe? Like bleeding into the team? There's a lot of things they have to evaluate over the course of this offseason, and that's one of them for sure. Is you have enough skill and you have enough players in certain positions that you should be out there being aggressive with those, and they do seem passive.